And he's got a good game, two good sides. You happy with the point in the circumstances?
Yeah, I think given the second half, we were under a little bit of pressure in the second half, but you just felt in the first half if we got that second goal, then that would have really put us in pole position. But we knew that they would come out the second half and improve. But I think in the first half they didn't play great because of our good play. I thought we were excellent in the first half. We moved the ball very, very well. Some fantastic performances, and we played some excellent stuff and got in some very good positions, and all in all, thoroughly deserved to be going in ahead at half time. A bit disappointed we didn't get a second, like I say, but with people like Lee Hughes and Parkin in the side, they're always going to be a threat, and his class showed and scored a good goal, but we sort of managed to get a foothold in the game after about 20 minutes of the second half, and put some good balls in the box, and had a few chances that bounced around, and but like I say, it was a good game. There's some good football played, and I think it's a good advert for the league, and it shows that we're coming on, and I was delighted, and I think the fans saw the quality that we've got here, and saw some decent football being passed around, and lots of energy and lots of intent from everybody.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, that a team like Forest Green will expect to be up there, top three, come the end of the season, and Aldershot Town didn't look out of place in that sort of exalted company.
No, in the first half we were by far the better side, and you knew they'd come into it because every team does have a spell, especially a team of that quality. But we've said all along that it's about keeping everyone fit and everyone on the pitch and available. And if we do that, then we've got some good players. We left out, obviously, Adrian Forbes didn't play today. Kieran Forbes, because this is his brother. He will be playing. Could have both. Kieran never played today, obviously, and he's been fantastic for us. But Sam Hatton came on, and that was a great performance from him. So, we're playing some good stuff. We wanted to move the ball better this season. We wanted to show more entertainment and give more entertainment to the fans, and still create chances, and we did that. So all in all, very, very pleased, and we showed that we can compete with the top side. But like I say, we've got to make sure that we keep everyone fit, and if we do that, then who knows what can happen.
And Brett Williams' penalty, perfect time to score in the first half. I thought Forest Green had just started to get on top, and then Aldershot hit them with that sucker punch.
Yeah, like I say, there's always going to be times in a half when the opposition are going to have a spell. And we'd got in some good areas. Our quality of the final ball at times wasn't great. We got in some good areas, and we overhit crosses, or we hit good crosses and no one's attacking the areas. So they're all things that we've got to work on. But I think it's belief in the players now that we are going to put the ball in, because we've worked some really good opportunities. But we were able to make 3 subs today. Obviously Barks came off, but 2 attacking subs with Fitchett and Joe Gasson, who had a positive impact on the game, and that's what we've got now. We've got ability to bring players off the bench, and everyone who's involved, and even the lads sat in the stand, are more than capable of coming in and having an effect on it. So I think as a squad we know that, and they want to hold their place down in the side and work very, very hard to do that. But in training we can see things picking up, and we can see what we're implementing in training coming in and out on the pitch, and that's all we can ask for.
And Chris Barker limped off. What's the initial news?
He's had this issue with the calf last year, and he just felt it. So obviously a precaution, right? We can't afford him to be out for too long. So I don't think there's too much damage done, but it's just make sure we can get him off. Obviously, having Tonks on the bench is straight swap. So rather than compound the problem by pulling the calf, we wanted to get him Tonks on, and that was that really.
And Phil Smith as well made deservedly man of the match.
Yeah.
I thought a fantastic performance from him.
Absolutely outstanding. He didn't really have much to do in the first half, but when called upon in the second half, a couple of fantastic saves, one-on-one. Obviously disappointed with our defending from those, but they were chucking people forward and trying to get the winner, and Phil's there to make saves, and made that fantastic. Real strong. Didn't commit early, and with the quality of Hughes and the players that were going through, did very, very well. So delighted for him. He gets on about his work very steadily, and he's a calm influence to our back four. Of course, we've got things to work on. We know that. But out of 4 games, We've had 4 pretty good performances so far, and reasons again to look forward. It looks like we're improving in different areas, game on game, and as long as we can do that, then we'll be in those higher echelons of the league.
And even with Phil Smith in superb form, a striker of the quality of Lee Hughes doing what he's been doing for years at a much higher level.
Yeah, disappointing, another set piece, but the delivery was terrific, and his movement, it's very hard to mark that when he comes and picks people off at the last minute, glancing header. He scored goals in the Premier League, so he knows where the back of the net is, and it's a good test for our players to play against those sort of players. But you're not going to come up against them every week, and I thought we handled them pretty well on the whole. For a partnership with Glenn and Joe, a new partnership, to be dealing with that. We've only conceded 2 goals, 3 goals now this season in 4 games. So we want to keep it down to less than 1 and try and keep some clean sheets. But we struggled last year when we conceded 1 and then conceded another straight away, and that put us really on the back foot. But there's a different mentality about the group now, and even at the end we felt we're still pushing forward, trying to win the game, and we know that's the intention this year. We want to keep trying to win games. We don't want to just settle for a point, and that's going to be our mantra from now to the end of the season.
And against the movement of Hughes and the physical, the aerial strength of Parkin, that's a really difficult combination to handle. But once again, the whole team looked defensively really solid.
Yeah, and it was a similar task we had against AFC Wimbledon. We were pleased to have that game with Akinfenwa and Tubbs, so it was a good little taster of what we were going to come up against today, and we learned a few things from that game in terms of how we dealt with Akinfenwa, and we, our midfield players did well, and as a back four we had a way of dealing with it, and I thought on the whole that we did do that from the goalkeeper's kicks, and he kicks it well and hits Parkin, who's a big strong lad, but on the whole we did very well with that, so that's something that we can take from the game and that we've learned from the Wimbledon game. But we're going to come up against different types of strikers all year, and it's about educating yourself and the players learning from what's going on and learning as the game's going on as well, and really positive. We see Jaden Gibbs running the length of the pitch with the ball and getting a corner, and that's the sort of positivity we've got about everyone in these. A fullback doing that, and we've got a group of players who are confident in their own ability and confident in the ability of the players around them, and that's very, very important. And
now, quick turn around onto Torquay. They're playing tomorrow, so I guess a good chance to learn more about them, and a big game down at Plainmoor.
Yeah, we go to Dartford tomorrow to have a look at them. We've just been talking about it. So it's important that we go and watch our opposition, because we need to see how they play and how they line up, and set plays and things like that. But we're not going to change the way we play for anyone. I think that's proven tonight that we don't have to. That if we implement our game plan and play to our strengths with the ability that we've got, then we're going to cause other people problems. They should be worrying about us. And I will be going to watch Torquay just to educate myself on what players they've got and how they do things in certain circumstances. But we're going to play our way, and we're going to play, do what we do, and we've got the ability to change it with a couple of people. We'll see how everyone settles down after today. We'll get them in over the weekend and look forward to Monday with nothing to fear. Again, another side who come down from the Football League and fancy to be at the top. But if they've watched the game tonight, which they probably would have done, then I'm sure they'll be going back thinking they've got a tough game in their hands coming up.
And that's it. It's letting Torquay worry about Aldershot rather than the other way around.
Absolutely. I think sometimes you can get too wrapped up in the opposition and what they do, and we're a good side. Let them worry about us. Sometimes you try and change how you play just to negate what the opposition do, when really we've got good enough players and a good enough team and a good enough squad to let them, to go out there and be confident we can go and win the game against anyone in any conditions at any time. And that's the way we want to go. That's the way we've been saying in training. We've been making some real good points in training about things and making sure that the standards every day in training and in the games remain the same. And I think that we've shown a bit of consistency so far in the 4 games, and it's showing the players that we believe in them and they believe in each other. And that's the confidence that you get, and the positivity, and making sure that they know that they've got to be on it, because if they're not, then there's someone else who's coming in who's got just as good ability, who does want to prove a point. So the competition is good and healthy, but also the maturity of the players that are playing at the moment and the knowledge that they can hold their own and keep their own place by playing well is something that they're thriving on.
I just wanted to make that point actually you just made about competition for players. Your starting lineup's by and large been the same, but you've got people like Hatton and Gesson and Fitchett coming in now, really pressing for places. It must be a nice position for you to be in.
Well, it's the first time probably since I've been here, that we've ever had this opportunity to do that. When I first came, when we were in the Football League, we had a lot of injuries and we were down to the bare bones, and it was tough. And last year, obviously, we had a lot of young players, and we were filling the squad with players from loans that maybe were helping us out every now and again. But now we've got a group of men, and all capable of playing. And Fitchett obviously disappointed with his hamstring in pre-season, which has held him back. But he's starting to get a few minutes now, and he showed when he came on that he's going to be a threat and can play with any of our other front players. And Joe and Gesson obviously got a whack on the ankle and just felt today Molesey could come back in, but we've changed it. And Joe came on, give us something a little bit different out on the right, and we can change how we play in a game depending on the state of the game. And to be able to look round on the bench and go, right, yeah, come on, let's do it. It's a positive move rather than it's just something we've got to do. It's key to being successful in any league.
Cheers.